If you have an old 3DS or 2DS that is updated to 11.17, this video is for you. Today we are going to be homebrewing an old 3DS by using the Kart -7 method. As you probably know, the super skater hacks that you can use on the new models does not work for the old 3DS or 2DS models. So we need to use alternate methods. If you have a 3DS that is on 11.3 or lower, you can use the free method known as sound hacks. I will have a video linked down below. But if your 3DS is updated to 11.17 like mine, we can use the Kart -7 method. Now, this is not a free method to homebrew your 3DS. You do need a copy of Mario Kart 7. Now, this can be the physical cartridge like I have here or the digital version. Unfortunately, the eShop does not work, so if you do not have a cartridge for Mario Kart 7, I will have a link down to Amazon where you can look for the best deal. I got this on eBay for around $22 with shipping, so it's really not that expensive. On top of Mario Kart 7, you will need an SD card. I will be using the 2GB one that comes with the 3DS. Now, this is very small, but it will work for this guide. I highly suggest upgrading to a larger one afterwards, which all you have to do is transfer the files over. You will also need a way to download and place files onto the SD card. So I have this U-Green adapter here so that I can read it on my PC, which you also need for this guide. Now, if you're interested in any of the products I'm using, I will have links below for these products so you can get them for yourself. But with that out of the way, let's get started. We're going to start off by taking our SD card from our 3DS and place it into our computer. I'll meet you on there. To get started, click the link down below that'll take you to this Google Doc page, and this will have everything that we need. And make sure to read the disclaimer before beginning, as it has some important things you need to know. But once you've read it and you're ready to go, we're going to be using the official written guide here. So highlighted in green, we're going to click on the link and it'll take us to this seed miner page. So once you have this open, insert your SD card into your computer, and once it's open up, you should see this Nintendo 3DS folder. If not, just plug in your SD card to your 3DS, turn it on, and it should automatically create it. We do need this folder for this guide. If you're using a new SD card, it will have to be formatted as FAT32. If you don't know how to do that, go to the dock and click on the purple highlighted link, and you can get a program that will allow you to format your new SD card to FAT32. But once all of that is done, we are going to go into that folder, and you should see this long folder with a bunch of numbers and letters. This code is known as your ID0 and is specific to your device. But once you have your ID0, just right click on it, click rename, and we're just going to copy this code right here. I'm going to open up my notepad, and I'm just going to paste it in there for later. Once you have this, you can leave your SD card plugged into your PC, but we're going to power on our console. And then we're going to go to our friends list. If you have not created a me, just go ahead and create one. Oh my goodness, I guess we're using it. Here, let's do that one. And now we can head back into our friends list. And then we're going to need to remember our friend code. So we can just leave our 3DS on for now and head back to the PC. Back on the PC, if you haven't been following along on the guide, scroll down to Seed Miner, and we're going to open Brute Force Movable on our computer. So click on that. It should take you to this Seed Miner website, and we're going to type in our friend code right here. So mine is just like that, and we're going to grab our ID0. So I'm going to open up my notepad, copy it again, and paste it inside. Once you have both of those in there, we're going to press go. It should go step 1. We're going to be adding a bot to our 3DS friend list. So as you can see, we need to register this friend code right here. Now, yours may be different. Make sure you go off the friend code on your screen. Mine may not be the same as yours. So I'm going to go ahead and add this one to my friends list. So I'm going to click the top right, register a friend, internet, and I'm going to type in the code that it gave me. Press OK. Type in any name you want here, it doesn't really matter. Press OK, and press A again. Once it is registered, you should hopefully see it update on the computer. Just be patient and it should eventually move to step 2. If after a few minutes it does not update like it just did for me, just click the refresh button once. But once you see this screen, just click the green box to download your movable.sed. And over on the 3DS, you can see the friend has been fully registered. If you do not see this, it is not a big deal as long as you got the movable.sed file. But if you did, press OK, and you can power off your device. And now that we have that file, we can exit the brute force movable website and scroll down to the next section. For our next steps, we're going to be using Mario Kart 7. Again, this can be a digital copy or a physical cartridge, but you do need Mario Kart 7 for this to work. You also need a computer running Windows. But we're going to press continue to installing Boot 9 strap, and it should take you over to this page. If your Mario Kart 7 is not updated to the latest version, 1.2, make sure to go do that first. So the next steps, we're going to grab everything we need. You will need a Windows computer and the movable.sed file that we just got. We're going to download the latest release of Kart Miner 7, so click on that. And we're going to grab the zip file for Windows. You can close that page. We're going to download the latest release of Boot 9 strap. We're going to grab Safe BN9S installer, Nymphax, Menu Hacks, where you can grab the zip file here, close that page, and lastly we're going to grab Luma 3DS. We're going to download the zip file here for 13.0.2. Now this is the current version for me. If it is in the future, you will possibly see a higher version. It doesn't really matter as long as you get the latest version. You can close that page. And now we are going to prep our Mario Kart 7 data. So let's insert our SD card into our 3DS and get that set up. Once you've inserted your SD card back in your 3DS, we're going to open up Mario Kart 7. Again, it does have to be the latest version, so make sure it's updated. But we're going to load it up. Click on Mario Kart channel. Just hit OK. And there we go, press OK when it's ready to use. OK again, OK, just go through those pages. And now we're going to tap the Street Pass list and hit the home button. At this point, we're going to flick our wireless switch here so that the light is off and we can power off our console. Once you've done all this, you can take the SD card back out and put it in your PC again. And once you're back on your computer, open up your SD card, open up your downloads, and it's time to set up our SD card. We're going to start off by opening the Luma 3DS zip file. Now you will need an extraction software for this. I use WinRAR, but grab these two boot files and drag them onto the root of your SD card. Close the zip file and you can delete these if you want. On the root of your SD card, right click and create a new folder. Call it Boot 9 strap. And now we're going to open the Boot 9 strap zip file and grab both of these files and place them in the Boot 9 strap folder we just created. Close the zip file and you can delete this. Open up the Safe B9S installer and we're just going to grab the b9s installer.bin file. Make sure you get the correct one. So grab the bin file, drag it onto the root of your SD card. You can close that and delete the zip file. Now we're going to create another new folder on our SD card called 3DS. This is going to hold all the Homebrew applications and data. Open up the Nymphax and just drag the folder into the 3DS folder on the SD card. Close that, delete the zip file. We're going to open up Menu Hacks now. Go into this folder and just grab this Menu Hacks 67 installer.3dsx. Grab it and place it in the 3DS folder on your SD card. And now we need to get another file in this zip file. So because we're doing this on the old 3DS, go into the old 3DS folder and pick your region. If you do not know the region of your device, it will be a letter in the firmware version. So mine is U for USA, so I'm going to select that. Go inside, we are on 11.17, so click that one, and we're going to grab this launcher.dat file. All we're going to do is drag it onto the root of our SD card. I'm going to refresh that, and we can close the zip file and delete the menu hacks zip file. But once you've done those steps, your SD card should look like this. Now it's time to move on to the next step. We're going to be installing Kart Miner 7. So we can minimize our SD card for now, open up the release beta 4 zip file, and I'm just going to extract it to my desktop. Close the zip file, we can delete it now. Open it up, and you should see these files. We're going to grab our movable.sed file and drag it into the resources folder. We can close our downloads, we are done with that. And now we're going to double click on the backup folder, and we're going to run a backup.bat file, but you need to make sure it's for your region. Again, mine is USA, so I'm going to choose the USA one. If yours is Japan, choose that one, and so on. So double click on your corresponding region, and you should see this. If it was successful, you should see a new folder right here. And just so you're aware, this program is safe. If it does cause any issues with your Windows, just click run anyway and go ahead with it. Just press any key to continue and it should close. Go back to the release Windows folder. And now we're going to select your region. So mine is USA. Double click on it. And again, it should bring up this page. Now is time to reinsert our SD card into our console. And once you're back on, open Mario Kart 7. Tap on the Mario Kart channel. Tap on the Street Pass list. And now we're just going to press A. It doesn't really matter. Just keep pressing A until we see Start Race. Press A. And you should see this happen to your bottom screen. And there we go. We have now run the exploit. On the top screen, you should see this. We are going to press Y and D-pad down to install menu hacks. And it should automatically turn off like it just did on mine. Power on your console again. Tap on the home icon in the top left. And it should look like this. Now we are in the Homebrew launcher, so we have successfully run the exploit. And now we're going to run Nimfax, so double click on it. Don't worry, these screens are normal. Once you get here, on the top screen, it'll give you a key combination. Just input that. So mine is left, down, right, up, and A. Yours might be different, by the way. But press A, and it'll begin. It is a success. Just press A, and it'll reboot your console into the Luma 3DS configuration. Now for this guide, we're not going to be changing any settings on here, so just click Start. It'll save and exit and reboot your console. And when it reboots, we should be in Luma 3DS. From now on, that is what your console automatically boots into. Now it's time to remove Menu Hack 67. So we're going to launch the Download and Play app. When you're here, just hit the left trigger down on the D-pad and select, and you should open up the Rosalina menu. Go down to Miscellaneous Options, press A, and click A on Switch to HB Title to the current app. Operation succeeded, press B, B again, and B to exit Rosalina menu. Press the Home button to go back home and close the software. Reopen Download Play, and it should load into the Homebrew launcher. Double click on Menu Hack 67 installer, and you see this screen. We're going to go down one to remove. Make sure the yellow highlighted is on Remove Menu Hack 67 and click A, and it's done. Go down to Exit and click A. And now at this point we can re-enable the wireless, just like so. At this point we can power off our console, take the SD card out, and head back onto the PC. If you left this page up like me, just click any key to continue. Close the folders here, open up your SD card, and head back to the written guide. Hopefully you've been following along with me. If not, just scroll all the way to the bottom and click on Finalizing Setup. At this point, we're going to be installing the Homebrew apps needed, along with creating a Nand backup, which will add a layer of brick protection for our 3DS. So scroll down. Here you can see which apps we're going to install, but keep scrolling down until you see the what you need section. Click on finalizing.zip and it'll download a zip file. Open up that zip file and then open up your SD card, highlight all 3 folders, Finalize, GM9, and Luma, and drag it onto the root of your SD card. Once it's on there, you can exit the zip file and delete it from your computer if you wish. And now it's time to reinsert our SD card back into our 3DS. Now the next step in the guide is to update our system, but because we are already on 11.17, the latest version, we do not need to do that. And now we're gonna reopen the Rosalina menu. So again, left shoulder down on the D-pad and select. And you should see this menu right here. We're gonna scroll down to miscellaneous options again. Go all the way to dump DSP firmware. Success, press B. Go up one to nullify user time offset, click A. Operation succeeded, press B. Press B again and again to get out of Rosalina menu. And now we can power off our console. And when we turn it back on, we're gonna hold the start button. So hold start and press power. And you should see God Mode 9. If it gives you this prompt to create an essential files backup, just click A for yes, A to continue. If it asks you to select the time, then go ahead and do so. Once you're here, click the home button to bring up the action menu. Go down to scripts, click A on finalize, click yes. As you can see, it can take up to 15 minutes to complete. Press A. Writing to sysnand is lock, unlock it now, press A, and complete the key combination that it gives you. And now it will begin finalizing our device. This will include installing all of our Homebrew apps and getting our Nand backup, which is very crucial in case we ever brick our 3DS. I will meet you back when it is over. And we are done. That took about 7 minutes, but you should see this success setup complete. Press A to continue. And now for the last time, we're gonna take out our SD card and go back to the computer. Back on the PC, on your SD card, you're gonna go into GM9, backups, and here is our Nand backup that we need to place in a safe spot. So I'm gonna minimize this page. I'm gonna create a new folder on my desktop, call it Blue Old 3DS Nand Backup. You can call it whatever you want, but this is not my only 3DS, so I like to keep them organized. But all you're gonna do is highlight all 3 files here, your sysnand bin SHA, and essential exefs. Drag them inside of that folder, and the reason we're doing this is because if by chance you ever brick your device, you can use these files to make it workable again. So if we open up that folder, you can see they're in there, and I actually have OneDrive set up, so they are in the cloud. They're very safe. Exit out of there, and on your SD card you can delete these files because they just take up a little bit of space where you can, maybe add a game instead. So we can delete those, and back on the root, we are completely good to go. That is the last step we need to do on our PC. So let's put our SD card back into our 3DS and I'll show you all the cool apps that you just got. Once you power on your device, you should see that new software has been added. And there we go. Just press OK and let's check out our new apps. This one is Anemone. This will allow you to download and install pretty much any custom theme you can think of. There's so many on, so I highly suggest taking a peek at those. This is Checkpoint, which is a save manager for 3DS and DS games. Very useful. One of the most important apps, FBI, this allows you to install CIA files to your 3DS. That can include a lot of different things, including games. You'll definitely be needing this in the future. Next up, this is the Universal Updater, which allows you to install Homebrew apps and games directly from your 3DS. This one is FTPD and allows you to access your 3DS SD card wirelessly. And lastly, the Homebrew Launcher. This one just makes it much easier to launch the Homebrew launcher instead of using the Rosalina menu and the download play app. But there you have it. That is how you homebrew your old 3DS on 11.17 with Kart Miner 7. If you're interested in what you can do next, there is a playlist in the doc or on my channel on so many things you can do with your homebrewed 3DS. But that is it for the video. I hope you have fun with your newly homebrewed 3DS. Hopefully you were able to follow this guide smoothly, and if not, comment down below. I'll try to help you when I can. But there is a official Nintendo Homebrew Discord linked in the written guide where you can join, or you can join mine, which is linked below. And if you found this video helpful, make sure to leave a like. It really helps the channel out, and if you want to support the channel further, you can become a member by clicking join. Thanks for watching, and stay funky and happy modding.